My name is Daniel, and this is my story of success.
So what does success mean to you, Dan?
Well, it's kind of a funny question. When I was asked to do this, Daryl had said they wanted to interview someone talk about success, and I said, well, I think you might want to find somebody else. And he was like, no, you know, we look at success different, and everyone's got a different opinion. And you know, so I got to thinking about that, and really success, I think, you know, obviously everyone's going to be something different, and so thinking about what it means to me just reminds me of a quote from It's a Wonderful Life. Just right at the end of the movie, there's this card with this line on it that says, "No man is a failure who has friends." In college, when I went to college, I thought I was going to be a doctor. I was actually the first person in my family to graduate from college. I think both my parents put a year in, and that was it. So there was not much direction or guidance coming towards me, just because I was really the first person to really be doing it. And so, you know, like I said, thought I wanted to be a doctor, and so I was a biochemistry major, math minor on top of that, and took a pretty lackadaisical path through it. So I mean, they were pretty hard subjects, and I would honestly have to say I put in the bare minimum to get by there. And by the time I was a senior in college, I realized that the result of that sort of performance was, you know, there wasn't really a likelihood that I was going to get into medical school. And at that point, I wasn't even positive that's what I wanted to do anymore. And so that was one of the situations where, you know, it wasn't me making a decision to do something so much as it was my decision had already been made for me because of what I had done over the previous 3 years, or what I hadn't done over the last 3 years. And so, you know, regardless of what I think of where I am now, which I'm very happy with, it is interesting to me that your opportunities can be limited based on, you know, what you didn't put into it in the beginning. And so, you know, had I known that going into college, I definitely would have had a much more intent focus on where it was exactly that I wanted to be going, so that I wouldn't have had opportunities taken away without, you know, my wanting them to. I had an interesting thought. Okay. So I'm a musician, okay, and I've been working on an album. So like I've got a little studio in my house, and I do all the recording and everything, and I've written a lot of songs all through how long I've been playing music, but never put together like an actual album. Like, so this thing I've been working on, it's got a theme going through it, you know, figured out the songs, got them all written, and I've got, I think, 1.5 songs left to actually get recorded and finished. And wow. Then I gotta get all the artwork together, and I've got an idea for it. And but so my thought was, I'm getting really excited that it's about to be finished. I'm gonna put work into something for, you know, probably now about 3 or 4 months, and I'm gonna have a completed product that I'm really proud of. And it's really kind of crazy, because I think when you're in high school, you've got all these things that you can complete. You know, you've got your track season, you know, your football season. You do these things, you work hard at them, and you finish them, and you're proud of the end result. Right. Then you take your SATs, and you get those results, and you're proud of them. You apply to college, you complete that. Then after college, I feel that there's a lack of completion milestones, so to speak. I think after college, it's very easy to start a career and really just find the wheels spinning. And you know, you may be constantly reaching for that next promotion or whatever, but it always feels like an ongoing process. And I think you miss out on the feeling of completion, the feeling of this is the work I put in, it's done, I'm proud of it. And so for me, doing this album is it's pretty neat because I'm getting a satisfaction and a completion and a pride. And I think it really just dawned on me that a lot of people don't have that. They don't have these areas of completion, these little mini successes, you know?
At a certain point in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
It stops after college, and there's no reason that it should. I think, you know, we need to be really conscious of the fact that, you know, we've got careers and all this, but this is life. You know, you've got to find those things that you're proud of, and you know, create your own little successes. Not with, you know, maybe not with what you have to do in your career or what your boss labels as success. For me, this is something completely extracurricular that I love, and it's my own little success. And I think it's really important for people to have that outside of where they would traditionally look for completion and success. So I think when I look at my life, my measure of success, I think, is really more about the relationships that I've got with the people around me. You know, I think there's a lot of people that I can count on and people that count on me. And ultimately, I think anything that I do career-wise or anything that I do extracurricular, it doesn't really mean anything if you don't have those relationships established. And so for me, I think success is being able to find a balance between, you know, doing what it is that's your career, doing what you love, and having those, you know, establishing and maintaining great relationships with the people that are important to you. And that's success to me.